Don't let nobody tell you starting with a little, you can't end up with a lot. Don't let nobody tell you your little investment can't turn into a big investment. Now watch this. 85% of the people watching this, if I would have offered you 100,000 or letting the penny double every day, you'd have took the 100,000 in cash. What's good, family? Charlie Munger once said the first 100,000 is a pop, but you gotta figure out a way to get your hands on it, right? Listen, I truly feel like once you get that first $100,000, like the rest of the game it gets easier for you, right? So we already understand like it's easier to make money when you got money, right? And they always say what, it take money to make money. But I want everybody watching this, I want your goal, if you don't have it yet, is 100,000. Not 100,000 earned. I want you to get 100,000 that you have the ability to invest, because that's how you gonna definitely like take your network to another level. Now I know I'm talking big talk right here. A lot of people like, Trap, man, how the hell I'm gonna get to 100,000? I'm barely paying the bills. I'm barely doing that, right? So today I want to take you through a little process. I'm gonna show you a couple examples, right? I'm gonna show you about investing. I'm gonna show you why, once you get to this level, why your money goes a certain way. So let's get into it, y'all. I'm like, subscribe, you know that, like, right? I won't really get into this video because this is really like important to me, right? So most people always tell you to live below your means, right? Well, for most people, I'll just be quite frankly, right? Like, you've cut as many expenses as you can cut, right? Inflation up, everything is high. So one of the first things you gotta do, y'all, I'm gonna be real with you, is we gotta find ways to produce more income. We gotta find ways to produce more income. Listen, some people I know, they like, Trap, I'm living on a tight budget, fam. Like, I done cut everything I can cut. If I cut anything else, Trap, I'm gonna be living with candles in this bit. You know what I'm saying? Trap, I don't even got no cable. I'm just using internet. Trap, I just got a cell phone. Trap, like, I don't go out to eat. Trap, I'm minimizing, I'm maximizing everything. And I'm like, yep, I get it. So one of the things we gotta do for sure is we gotta increase our income, family. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Now there's different ways to do that. You can DoorDash, you can Uber, you can cut grass, you can paint, you can wait tables. Like, you gotta ask yourself this question. I'm gonna be real with you because I'm gonna get into trade and I'm gonna get into all that. The reason why I'm saying this in the beginning is because we gotta do this for a limited amount of time so we can get to where I need us to get at. Once we have access cash, a lot of us don't have access cash, so what we are, watch this, you got your dollar right here, and everything is coming out of this one stream of income. So you don't have enough money to save, you don't have enough money to invest, you don't have enough money to go, so now you living so close to the edge. One of the things you're doing is you are you flirting with like bankruptcy and late payments. So now you're using credit cards and now you behind. They got a stat that comes out that say the average American is at least 30 days late behind on at least 2 bills. Right, the average American, not black, not white, not the average American is at least right now 30 days behind on at least 2 bills. That's 2 bills in a house the average person's behind 30 days on, and they say the average person doesn't have no more than $2,500 put up. All right, we gotta change this. We gotta change this. And so if you're following this, we gotta show, my goal is to help you not only just increase your net worth, but to help you build legacy and to help us go from survival to thriving mode, right? So again, the first 100K is the one that's gonna be a life changer for you. Why? Because you got something up under you, right? And so, yep, you can live below your means. My thing is always spend less than necessary, right? Cut back. I remember sleeping in my great aunt's sofa. You know what I'm saying? I remember sleeping on an air mattress, me and my daughter. I remember working and then investing 70% of my income because I didn't really care. All I wore was work clothes every day, all day. But like once you get that first 100K, you can change the game. And I want to show you an example right quick on how the game changes when you look at it like this. I studied this right quick and I actually wrote it out. Now I'm gonna break this down in 3 categories, y'all, right? I want you to walk with me on here, right? So watch this. Some of y'all, you ever heard a thing like if a penny doubles, if you got a penny then it doubled every day at the end of 30 days, it'd be like 5 million or something. You ever heard that before? Watch this. I'm gonna write this out. Day 1, 0.01. Day 2, watch this, 0.02. Day 3, 0.04. Day 4, 0.08. Day 5, watch this, 0.16. Day 6, 0.32. Day 7, 0.64. Day 8, $1.28. Day 9, $2.56. Day 10, $5.12. So on day 10, you got $5.12. That don't seem like a lot. That ain't life changing. That ain't life changing. Now watch this. Day 11. Watch this. Now you got $10.24. Day 12, you got $20.48. Day 13, you got $40.96. Day 14, you have $81.92. Day 15, you have $163.84. Watch this, day 16, you got $327.68. Watch this, day 17, right? You got $655.36. Watch this though, day 18, now you got $1,311. Watch this, day 19, you got $2,621. Day 20, $5,243. Now, watch this. That's 20 days of doubling a penny. Day 1, you got 1 penny. Day 20, you got $5,243. Not life changing, right? But it's growing. You see it doubling. You know what I'm saying? It's not life changing, right? But what's happening is, right, the consistency, the consistent doubles, no money being spent. Now watch this. Day 21, things get interesting. Watch this. I wrote this down. I literally did this number by number so I can get this to you. And y'all go check my math. Y'all check my math, right? Try this, day 21, $10,486. Damn, you 21 days in on a double in penny. Okay, watch me here. Day 22, watch this. $20,972. Okay, let's go a little further. Day 23, what do we got? $41,943. Wait a minute, Trap. Day 23, we at 41,000. Oh boy. Okay, let's go a little further. Right here, Trap. Day 24, $83,886,000. Wait a minute, Trap. Let's go a little further though. Day 25. Why am I doing this? I need you to understand something. $167,772. Woo! Okay, this is just a penny that we started with. Okay, let's go a little further. Day 26. Watch this, Trap. $335,544. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Day 27. Watch this. 671,089. 30 days. We still got 3 days left. This was a penny. I'm teaching you something here. I'm teaching you something here. Watch this. 28. Watch this. $1,342,177. Oh my God. That's a penny. We started at a penny. And on day 28, we had 1.3 million. Let's go a little further, try. Day 29. 2.6 million. $2,684,355. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's a penny. It just keeps doubling. Okay, watch this, watch this. Day 30. You talking about a whole 30 days. You end with $5,368,709. Wow. 30 days, doubling a penny. Why did I say that to y'all? Don't let nobody tell you starting with a little, you can't end up with a lot. Don't let nobody tell you your little investment can't turn into a big investment. Now watch this. 85% of the people watching this, if I would have offered you 100,000 or letting the penny double every day, you'd have took the 100,000 in cash. Because you ain't have the patience to give 38 days. And in the beginning, it didn't seem logical. But guess what? After that penny doubled for 25 days, you was already more than that. Now watch this, the person who took the 100,000, I can almost promise you in 25 days, they had done spent that 100,000. At least some of it. It ain't 100,000 no more. Why am I saying this to y'all? I said the first 100,000 is where you see the explosive growth at. Why? Because in the beginning of your investment journey, you here. That 100,000 for me starts for you right here. Because watch what happens here. That $100 turned, that 163 went to 300 and something. That 300 and something went to 600. That 600 went to 1,000. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna recant that. I think your 100,000 hit you right here at this $1,000 mark. Using this as an example. This you on a journey, your first 100,000 here, you start seeing 20. It starts changing at a rapid pace. Why did I say that? I remember when my first 100,000 in the market, everything changed for me. Everything changed for me when I had my first 100 grand in the market. Why? Because now that first 100 grand, I had more shares, which means when the market goes up, which is what it does 76% of the time, I got more profit. Also, once I had my first 100,000 trading, guess what? When I went from one contract, which was good to start, once I got to buying like 10, 15 contracts, I went to seeing what? More profit. I guarantee you, once you make your first 100, once you get your first 100,000 put up, the next thing is now to have that first 100,000 working for you. Because the more you can make that 100,000 work for you, the more that 100,000 can print money for you. And if I'm you, I'm gonna take that 100K. I'm going 75 buy and hold. I'm doing 25 options, 100%. Because you could turn that 25 into 100,000. And then you could turn 100,000 to $1 million. I guarantee you that. The goal is we got to start decreasing what we spend, but we also got to increase our income. We got to find a way, y'all, and we got to get in that moment, y'all, where we saying, you know what, I don't care what nobody say, I don't care what nobody talking about. I'm about to go work this other job. I'm about to go be a waiter, a waitress over here. I'm about to go DoorDash here. I'm about to Uber here. I'm about to see if I can get more overtime from what I got going on. Don't let the people tell you, oh, if you work a job or if you work, no, don't let nobody tell you that. Guess what? Let the job be the main source of how you produce an income. And if you got, hey, y'all got some more overtime for me this week? Y'all got some more, because the goal is for you to get that first. Not only do you want to get the first 100K, but you also want what? Pay down some debt. Why? Because if you can get the 100K, if you can be paying down the high interest debt, now what that means, you got what? More money. You got more money to invest. You got more money to trade. This is how you change the game for yourself, family. We living in 2025. I'm gonna be honest with you. There is no reason for nobody watching this not to have an alternative way to make money. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're working, whatever you're doing, you gotta find a way to clear up some stuff. Because if you living that close on the edge, you gonna fall off the edge, yo. You know, I say, I take 2 steps forward, take 3 steps back. That's because you're living on a financial edge. You got to give yourself some room to breathe. You got to give yourself some room to live. You got to give yourself some breathing room. You ain't give yourself no breathing room. Why? Because you got to tell wifey, hey, we not going on a trip. You got to tell wifey, I'm not buying. Right now, I'm sticking to, listen, y'all see me, my crew will tell you, I had this on, this is on a Wednesday. I had this on Trapping Tuesday. You know what I did? I went home, I took it off, threw it on the bed. I ain't did nothing but come here. Guess what? Got up the next morning, put it back on. Guess what? I wear the same clothes. I change my drawers, change my t-shirt, change my socks. I don't do nothing but go to my house and come here. Now, when I work out or something, that's different. I go, you know why, bro? I'm not worrying about what nobody say. Get out your mind what people say. This is about getting your first 100,000, so your first 100,000 can turn into 100 million, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Chaplain, man. I hope y'all got some insight on how important your first 100,000 is. That's how you blow up your account, man, and you blow up your lifestyle. That first 100,000 is definitely the key to wealth because you make more money when you have money. That's why people say, that's why people always saying like, wealthy people got an advantage. They do got an advantage. They got money under their belt. You can invest more. It's your boy, the Wall Street Chaplain, man. Make sure you tune into us each and every Tuesday on Trapping Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, man. I love y'all, man. Go get that first 100K, man. Salute.